Previously, I once suffered from depression. And I learned that nobody can understand this unless they go through this. The same applies to disabilities. And as a Korean Canadian, I realized disability awareness in Korea can be improved. So even though I don't have disabilities, I decided to cross 800 kilometers of Santiago pilgrimage on a wheelchair. Once everything was set, there were three things I should be ready for. First, stuff I needed to bring with myself.
The temperature difference between day and nighttime will be pretty big, so I have to make sure I keep myself warm with winter clothing. And the others are mostly clothing, like socks, shirts, and pants. Yeah, and it's really important to bring the spray for the bed bugs because you really don't want to deal with them. So yeah, I'm bringing three just in case. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And I guess I am super ready.
And I wish I could bring him too, but maybe next time. Second, more training. I have been training for the last several months. I did training a few hours every day, so all I need to do was continue my training. Not a big deal. Third, an extra wheelchair. I ordered this wooden box and plan to bring wheelchairs in it safely to Spain, which I totally failed because I figured that the weight of the wooden box was miscalculated somehow and I was allowed to bring my wheelchairs only, not with the box. And that meant I had to disassemble them at the airport.
So I was told that it's okay to have a luggage over 30 kilo on the phone. And I got to the airport and we found out that it's not okay. You know, we can't bring the luggage over 32 kilos. We can't just carry it at all. So we had no choice. We had to get rid of the box. Wasting a lot of money. And so we have to take the wheelchair out of the box and carry them over again. And hopefully we can carry this over. So we had a little problem with wheelchairs and yeah, we took good care of it. So it's okay now. So it's not even a first day yet, but I almost feel like I'm going back home right now.
I know. Well, but fortunately, Doha, the city I had to go through, was beautiful enough to keep me excited. Since we had 6 hours of waiting for our transfer, Jang and I decided to take a city tour. It was almost 40 Celsius degrees and unbelievably humid, but we still wanted to take a walk by the river. Look at this. Fabulous, isn't it? And when I arrived at Paris, I was even more excited since it was my first time there.
Alright, so finally we arrived in Paris, waiting for the wheelchairs to come out. I'm a little worried about the wheelchairs. I really hope it's not damaged. Because if it's damaged, I'm gonna cry so bad. Look at here on the side. Holy crap, is my thing okay?
We stayed one night and headed to Saint-Jean in France, the starting point for me. And it was a long way because the train was delayed and we had to wait for 30 minutes. When I transferred to another train, I was pretty tired, but look outside. How could I ever fall asleep when such sights are right in front of me? And welcome to Saint-Jean, fresh and beautiful. So from here to Saint-Jean, I'll be moving to Santiago in Spain. And this journey is called Camino de Santiago, meaning the road of Santiago. The pilgrimage to Santiago has never stopped from the year 812, and many people choose Santiago for different reasons, but mainly for spiritual growth. I'm not religious, then why did I choose Camino? Well, I read somewhere that it is the road of life. It said our point of view would be changed when we finish Camino. And I was like, this is just for me because that is what exactly I wanted to do. Changing the point of view, changing the awareness. So I need to go to the Camino office where I can get general information about the Camino and a credential. On this credential, I can get stamps from albergue, which is the accommodation for pilgrims. Without the credential, we are not even allowed to stay there. While I was walking to the office, I was the only one carrying wheelchairs in that area. And I think that is why some pay attention to me and ask me what's up. I explained about our campaign, and thankfully, they supported us very much.
Wow. So you're going to go up the hills in those?
So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because I just went to Orson today.
Oh, really?
Pretty steep.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, for those hills, my
Yeah.
friend Jang will be helping me
Yeah.
pushing the
Oh,
wheelchair.
pushing the wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a Superman, so.
Yeah, so I thought that's a little hard. Yeah. That's a wonderful idea. My kudos to you for that.
Not a bad start, right? Camino office was up on the hill. And when I got there were many people already in the line. And when it was my turn, I finally got my credential. And this was the moment when I officially became the pilgrim. And it was the same day when I met Marcelo, the most energetic guy ever. He truly loved the intention of our campaign, and I loved him so much. He told me about Camino Miracle. According to him, throughout the Camino, we bump into various miracles that we would never expect. I myself experienced countless miracles, which I'll show you in my next videos. He also told me about a miraculous power of this place, sharing an interesting story of his friend who suffered from depression and went to see a doctor.
My prescription, Camino de Santiago. Cure for depression, he said. So she did it, and when I met her, it was about 3 weeks later, and she was happy and energized, and she met, here's 39?
Then we went to this shop which provides delivery service. This sweet girl Marina was the owner of this business, and I asked her if she could keep one of my wheelchairs here and send it to me when the one I was using would get broken on the way. But the problem was that I would never know when my wheelchair would have a problem. Maybe it wouldn't at all. So instead of keeping it here, I decided to send it to my friend in Spain who runs a albergue that luckily turned out to be right at a midpoint of this pilgrimage. After dealing with the wheelchair, I went back to albergue to get some rest and ready for tomorrow. And so this is what our albergue looks like. And this is how pilgrims sleep at night time. It's pretty cool here. An invitation to magnificent symphonies of snoring every night. What a place. We went back to Marina to send a wheelchair, and I also had them deliver my bag to the next stop. And we were fully ready. Finally, it was the time. We had some bread for breakfast and got ready for the actual beginning of our adventure.
It is. Ask at the office and someone will open you the room to take your bags.
We're ready now.
Marcelo and I wanted to go together, but the problem was me. For 80% of my pilgrimage, I had to take the road for cars instead of the usual way for walking because I was in one wheelchair. Marcelo wanted to take the usual way, and we said goodbye. I was pretty sad. But the good news was that we got another company to come with us who was... I'm sorry, Marcelo, but we got a company who was much cuter. EJ was kindly willing to join, and help me when necessary for these disastrous hills.
We are at Sengjang right now and heading to Ronsas, which is the next course. We had to take the road with the cars because the other one, the one that the walkers usually take, there are just too many hills. So we were told that it's nearly impossible for us to go through. So we had no choice. We had to take this road. It's actually it could be better than the other road because all the ways are paved, so it's easier for us. The only thing is that there are too many cars passing by, so it could be a little dangerous. So I think we gotta be really careful about that.
It may not be too clear in this video, but this hill was so high that it would be impossible for me to go through by myself. So receiving help from someone was not an option for me. Many times throughout my journey, it was a must. But guess what? I believe this applies to all of us. Whether you're a male or a female, whether you think you're independent or not, and whether you have disabilities or not, we need help mutually for each other. Let's not forget, asking for help is not a weakness, but a strength. A very strong strength.